Okay, so with that, welcome everybody. Welcome to Friday. Today we have a fabulous artist. All of our artists have been fabulous. Prafull Sawant is from India. He's a brand ambassador. As I said yesterday, Prafull is not only an excellent watercolorist, he's an excellent oil colorist. And he comes from a house full of artists, father, brother. Great to ask him questions. You will have to raise your hands today on Zoom, and then we'll go ahead and we'll unmute your button. So looking forward with that. Prafull, I believe, is going to show us some images of his artwork first, and we'll be talking about them. As I stated yesterday, we are going to be posting all about the artist on Thursday, or at least a day prior, so you can read who were their influencers, where do they have education, all of those things. I think it'll also provoke more questions for you to ask. With that, Prafull, I'd like to really welcome you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you after a long time. And
yes,
thanks for the invitation. Thank you very much.
You are so very, very welcome. Would you like to show us your slideshow?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have that ready. You want to say hi first, or your followers and audience in Facebook, Prafull?
Hello, all friends and all the friends from the Facebook and the friends from the Zoom meeting. And thanks for the joining this Zoom session. And thanks to Daniel Smith for arranging this beautiful session. Okay.
So what we're going to do now, Prafull, we'll do a share screen of the PowerPoint slide that we prepared with your artworks, and you can just help us prompt Letty if you want us to move to the next slide. Just quickly though, just on screen, this is our house rules and gentle reminders again. The raise hand function is one of the buttons in your reaction buttons. And then more importantly, also, if you wish to just type in your questions, send your questions to Ethel. Okay. Carry on, Prafull.
Yeah. Yes, these all are my favorite colors from the Daniel Smith, which is the I use every time in my painting. Those are the 18 to 20 colors. Where is the some cool colors, some hot colors, and some earth colors also. And I would like to thanks to the Daniel Smith and dear friend Sir John and dear friend Catherine, who published my my watercolor set under the name of the Daniel Smith Prafull Sawant Master Artist Set, where they published the 6 my favorite shades in those box, and that box also help us to paint the plein air painting in the limited palette. And you can see there is the painting on that box. So that painting I specially made especially for that horizontal size, that painting from the location from the Sweden actually. And also I use the major color from that painting from that set. So I hope all the art, all the lovers of the watercolors help to use these colors to make plein air painting with the limited palette. And even this dot card also help for the landscape painting and the portrait painting, because all those colors I choose for the landscape painting and the portrait painting, where I need a lot of warm and cool colors. And I love to use always earth colors like raw sienna, burnt sienna, light, raw umber, greenish raw umber, enochrodony, burnt orange, tiger eye genuine, So tiger eye genuine, it's a very special color for me because many time I use to get the very nice granulation effects to match the stone effect of some buildings, some ancient things. So I like the tiger eye genuine, and also always I use in my each shade the ultramarine blue, manganese blue hue, cobaltine blue, and till it a lot of tubes I finish from my favorite color, insoidolin yellow, which is the first number, because the insoidolin yellow has the very nice granulation quality, and when I mix with the ultramarine blue, because ultramarine blue also has a very nice granulation quality, so both two colors when I mix, so I get the very different results, which is the actually my special identity in my watercolors. So inside only yellow also my very favorite color, and after that love to the opera pink, cobalt blue, and the cobaltine blue also, which is the always I use for the figures, and some time I use for the water, uh, like a seascape. So that's why I choose those 18 colors for my dot card, and even in the my set where is the sixth color, there is also few earth colors like burnt sienna, light raw sienna, and after that cool color as a cobalt blue, sorry, ultramarine blue, and the gambos yellow, the hot color, and those color helps me to make the plein air painting in just 5 or 6 colors. So I specially recommend who paint live, or the who paint in the plein air with the small amount of the tubes, or the small amount of the all things, like a plein air setup. So this Daniel Smith Prafull Sawant Master Artist, it's highly recommend for the plein air painting. Okay.
Thank you. Next slide, please, Letty.
Yes, this is the my website. Yeah, please visit my website. This is the my Facebook. Who want to see my latest update, please join my this page also, Prafull B Sawant. This is the page, and this is the my Prafull Sawant account from the Facebook. This is the my Instagram. Here,
We're also sharing your social media accounts in the chat, Prafull,
yeah,
as well
yeah,
as our website.
please. So this is the painting actually, specially paint for the my set, where is the feature on the set front page.
Beautiful.
And I would like to say about the painting, I always passionate about the light, the light coming from the against light come from the top light. Those light always inspire me for the doing plein air painting or the studio painting. This is the very large size painting. This is the 120 centimeter width, and the height is like 90 centimeter. It's a very biggest painting, and there is also I'll leave the light. I leave the white paper as a light, and then on the downside I use insoidolin yellow and little bit orange, and I use ultramarine blue, raw umber, carmine, and the ultramarine blue. Those are the my shades for this painting, and I try to catch the top view with the showing the hugeness of this place, and try to catch a very different depth of this painting, because there is a very nice one way to give the depth in our painting, in this painting. I hope you like this painting. Okay, next one. This is the very favorite painting of mine, because this is from the India, and this is the very nice city from the Rajasthan. The name of the city is Jodhpur. There is the very beautiful old houses and a very inspiring place for the plein air painting and the landscape painting. And here I catch on the left side, there is a very nice abstract form of the light, which is the very important and the major element in this painting. And always I paint my this impressionist landscape, but always I try to catch some abstract form in my paintings. Those abstract form giving the my painting, giving the my landscapes to go near to the painting or near to the composition. So that's why on the left side I catch the very nice shadow from the back from me, and the white space is also very important in this space, in this painting, and that white spaces used on the right side of the top in the painting, but must be need to repeat those light on the bottom side. That's why purposely I put that goat with the white color to repeat that white. And even here also I use that yellow, soidolin yellow, ultramarine blue, raw sienna, and the greenish rhomb, or that colors here I use. Okay, next. And recently this painting won an international award from the International Masters of Watercolor Alliance, which is the recently established in the 2019. And this painting actually I did for the my online session for my Patreon page, where I teach watercolor landscape, watercolor portraits, some oil colors, and charcoal too. Even you can who want to learn from me, so they can also enjoy this portrait demonstration. This is the real-time portrait demonstration, and here I catch the character of the Indian sadhu, which is the very major form of the Hindu religion. And this guy from my city, where there is my city is very famous for the temples. My city called like a pilgrimage city. So there is this kind of a lot of characters attract me for the painting. And you can see in this painting, I use a lot of neutral colors on the skin tone, like a Persian blue, like a greenish rhomb or raw sienna. And I try to catch the skylight on that human face. That skin tone is a little bit darker skin tone, and I catch the skylight on the highlight. So that's why I purposely use the Persian blue, and that Persian blue giving the very nice warm and the cool combination on this face. And you can see the background of the face. There is a lot of blending. I use a lot of big and the large washes, which is the blend on the wrap of the cloth on his head. So we get the very nice concentration on the face. Even for the beer, I use a lot of darker value of the very beautiful color, quinacridone burnt orange, which is the help me to show the shadow with the warmness and with the freshness also. So always I use quinacridone burnt orange with the ultramarine blue. So I get the very nice darker or the blackish tone. So I use that color for the beer, and there is also try to catch the lot of flow effect and the blending effect on the outer side of the beer. I hope you like this painting. Okay, next one. This is the also one of the my favorite painting. This one also very biggest painting, and this painting is the 90 centimeter by the 120 centimeter, and this painting got the international award from Jinnan Art Museum in China, and they bought this painting for the museum collection. And this is this location also from the China. The name of the city is the Qingdao city. Here also I try to catch the against light from the back side, and I try to catch the different characters of the form, or I try to catch the different colors from each forms. So you can see this sky, I haven't used any kind of blue. I use a lot of neutral yellowish gray for the sky. It's sometimes little bit risk for the painting. Sometimes when you use this kind of neutral colors in the sky, so it will be happen, painting will be spoiled. So but always I would like to use this kind of neutral colors in the sky also. And whole painting with the I use raw sienna, greenish raw umber, quinacridone burnt orange, burnt sienna light, and the ultramarine blue, and very lovely color, the opera pink with the ultramarine blue I use for the very lighter buildings, vertical buildings, skyscrapers buildings from this background. Okay, next one. If anyone have any questions, so please ask. These two paintings, also the my online session painting. These paintings also available with the real-time demonstration with the full instruction on my Patreon page. The left one, the nightscape, it's a location from the my city. It's a very old and ancient building from the my city, and I try to catch the movement from that road where there is always a lot of bike comes and go inside, and the evening that time always get a lot of bright lights from the shops, because those that area it's very famous like shops or the market. So I try to catch the light from that nightscape, and for that bright light I just leave the white for the from the paper, and for the background in the sky you can see I use a very beautiful color from the Daniel Smith, the lunar black. And the lunar black, it's a very favorite color of mine to show the very nice granulation in the blackish tone. So I use lunar black with little bit Persian blue. And the left hand side for this structure of the old building, I use quinacridone burnt orange, burnt sienna light. Sometimes I added there quinacridone gold also. And for the few bright lights, I use some cobalt blue. And this painting also from my city, this is the plein air work, and this painting also recently got award from the Greece in the Saloniki watercolor Selenuki 5th edition. And here is also try to catch the combination of the cool and the warm color and try to catch evening last light on the steps near to this part of the temple. Next. This is the one of the beautiful place from the India. This is also Jodhpur. There is a lot of houses with the blue colors. So here I use a very beautiful variety and a very different shades of the blue from the Daniel Smith. There is the cobalt blue, there is the cobalt teal blue, manganese blue hue, and even I use lunar black, some quinacridone gold. So those are very few 5-6 colors used for this painting. This painting paint for the art of the watercolor magazine, plein air painting in the France. They came to take this demonstration for the magazine, and I did this painting for the magazine. And here you can see on the left side the roof, there is use a very beautiful color of the Indian red. That one is also my very favorite color when I have to use like bluish purple or the reddish purple color scheme. So that time I use that light red and with the ultramarine blue and the few raw scene also inside this painting, and try to catch actual character of the France, rural area of the France. Thank you for the slideshow.
Thank you, Prafull. I'll call you second, Gabriel. So Prafull, we're going to start the demonstration portion. We'll be reading or unmuting the people in Zoom. We'll go ahead and ask and relay the questions in Facebook. If you don't have time to finish, that's not an issue. If you could post it when you're done, that would be great. Everybody would love to see it. Gabriel, go ahead.
Okay, let's start the demonstration.
Oh, I think there's some, did you just, okay, I think we can just ask Gabriel for question. He raised his hand.
Yes.
My question was on those really nice, big, large cityscapes. What is the first thing that you paint?
Always I try to catch the first light. I also keep in my mind always light first, and after that I use the lighter tone and middle tone, and after that darker tone. So always I try to catch a light first.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I try to catch a light first. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think we can now, John, would you like to say something before Prafull starts the demo? And we could add another spotlight to this work area.
No, we can go ahead and start, and we'll just ask questions as we see them on Facebook and on Zoom.
All right.
Your paintings are absolutely wonderful, Prafull.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So now we are going to start the demonstration, and we have the very limited time. So already I did my basic pencil sketch for our today demonstration, and I use the Bohong rough grain, cold press paper with the fine grain, and this small location from the Banaras city. So now going to start, and I'm going to use my some Chinese signature series brushes for this today demonstration. This is the goat hair brushes, which is the going to use for the today demonstration. Okay, and I would like to show you this Daniel Smith Prafull Sawant Master Artist set. which is the always I use these 6 shades: New Gambo's Parole Orange, Ultramarine Blue, Undersea Green, Burnt Sienna Light, and the Raw Sienna. And for saving the time, I squeeze here the Gambo's Yellow, Ultramarine Blue, Parole Orange, Burnt Sienna Light, and Raw Sienna. So we are going to use these colors for the demonstration. Okay, and few shades from my this palette. This is the plastic palette I'm going to use for the always my works. Thank you. For the large wash, I'm going to use a large size brush. Ultramarine blue. Little bit Gambo's yellow. More ultramarine blue. That Gambo's yellow again. Ultramarine blue. More ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue with a little bit opera pink. Need little bit hair dryer.
Prafull, we have like 3 questions here, but we will just read them a little later.
Okay, you just ask the question. I will try to explain.
Sure. First, we have from Belbrex. She asked, at what angle are you painting?
This is the angle from the eye level. There is a lot of river area, and there is a very small area from the beside of the river bank in the Banaras.
Thanks for that, Prafull. And from Besnik, he said, is there any reason why you use particularly the yellow gamboj, new gamboj, I think. He's
Yes, I tried to catch the light on the this on the water, so that's why I use that yellow, and there is a lot of neutral color on the background and near to the downside of the painting, so I must need to need some warm colors on this area, so that's why I use here that gambos color to get some 20% amount of the hot color in my painting.
And from Susan, do you pre-wet the paper?
Sorry?
Do you wet the paper before painting?
None, sometime, but not right now. Right now, we just start with the large washes. It's depending on the subject actually, not always.
Prafull, I had a question.
Yeah.
So your father was an artist, and what kind of artist was he?
He did a lot of illustrations from last 30 years in our state. He's the master in the figure drawing. You can see on the Instagram with his name, Bhimraj Sawant.
Thank you.
Prafull Sagnik asks, based on the weather of India, what should be the best time for plein air?
It's a very good time in the December, Jan and Feb. It's a very nice weather with the cool air after the September actually. Red sienna light and the ultramarine blue.
Which did you learn first, watercolor or oil painting?
Both I started on the same time in my student life.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite subject?
A lot of subjects I have. I try to enjoy each and every subject actually.
And we have a question from Misha. This is from Facebook. Do you use drones to have such high altitude views?
Sorry?
Do you use drones?
No. I just go to the big buildings and try to catch this kind of top views.
I noticed you had a thing on your website that people can sign up to like receive something from you often.
Sorry?
When I go to your Instagram, there's a link for your Patreon.
Yes, right.
We also, just for our friends in Zoom, particularly in Zoom, and perhaps later we can also share in Facebook chat, Prafull's link to social media accounts and the website. We have questions here from Dev. How to get a better composition?
It's always I try to catch the composition with the like 20% and the 30% separation in my painting, and I divided this part overlap with these temples to break this horizontal form. And after that I'm going to use some darks here, and I use again darks here, and after that we get the very nice shade and light. And always I try to catch sometime a sky little bit more bigger and a little bit smaller part of the foreground, and sometimes smaller area of the sky and bigger foreground, or this kind of water area. It's a depending on the subject actually. For the composition, a lot of points can be described, but we have the very limited time. So now I am going to paint right now. If you want hear about my composition, you can see my demonstration on my Patreon page. There is a lot of discussion there.
Truffle, as you do your colors, can you tell the people kind of what you're mixing when possible?
Yeah. This is the cobalt blue.
Thanks for that question, Devon.
Yeah. What this question?
No, Devon is the one who asked about composition.
So what were the colors that you mixed for the dark color there?
Ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna light. Ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna light. This is also ultramarine blue with the burnt sienna light. This is the raw umber. I just create some effects, sprinkling some water. Again, opera pink with the ultramarine blue. Sorry. Pearl orange. Again, ultramarine blue with the burnt sienna light for the dark value.
With your oil painting, do you use brushes or do you use like a palette knife?
I use brushes and a little bit palette knife.
Do you ever use your palette knife in the watercolor painting?
Very rare. to catch the some light sometime.
Prafull, here's a message from Kateriel. Great technology. India has one of the most antique culture BC of the world, similar like to Mexico culture. So how do you include or catch these elements in your paintings? Do you read some about in order to make a composition, or is it simply intuition of your eyes?
Always I try to paint any subjects, not as a subject. Always I try to catch as the composition. And I just see the opposite thing as a form, not as a subject. Subject is the actual like a medium, but I try to paint the composition first. That is my main motive always in my painting. I use the sponge for cleaning the palette. Ultramarine blue and the gamboos. Try to catch the reflection of the boats.
Helen asked, so how moist is the paper at this point?
Totally dry actually. Right now, totally dry.
And do you paint, this is from Susan, do you paint a painting in more than one sitting?
The larger painting, like a full sheet or the 3x4 feet.
From Srinath, it says you do an awesome job of showing smoky effect on several of your paintings, creating an atmosphere. Can you incorporate in your current demo, if possible, please? Like a burning of wood in the distance.
Okay.
That would be impressive. Do you use gouache?
Very rarely. See, now I just lift the color from this wet area and try to catch the smoke.
Then this brush is a goat hair brush as well.
Sorry,
What kind of hair is this brush?
goat hair.
I had to mute myself while I was clapping at that amazing smoke.
Thank you.
Okay, Ian has raised his hand, got some questions for Prafull.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Okay. standby, please, Ian?
I'll let him do what he's doing and then we'll ask once he's ready.
You may have to repeat it in a little while, Ian.
I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush. Just sprinkling some water to getting some abstract effects.
The water you're using, is it distilled water or tap water for your painting?
This is the tap water.
Thank you.
Do we have a reference photo for this piece, Prafull?
No, it's imagination actually.
Wow.
Nice.
Angela asked, are you using a Z composition for your water?
Sorry,
Angela asks, are you using a letter Z or Z composition of your water?
Z composition.
Mhm.
Not like this kind of thinking. I just try to catch the light from this water. Going to use again dark color with the ultramarine blue and the bronze sienna light.
From Allison, which colors were used to make the purple in the skyline?
These objects I use opera pink with the ultramarine blue, and for the sky I use ultramarine blue with the gamboz yellow.
When you're painting from your imagination, when do you know this painting is finished?
Just need few minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not asking how much longer. I'm saying like, so normally you'd have a reference photo, and by looking at the reference photo, you'd know you're almost done. Did you see this painting in your head, knowing when you would be done?
Sorry, I'm not understand your question.
Prafull, what tells you when you're done your painting, when you have finished? What inside of you says, I'm finished with this painting?
Actually, it's a depend on the subject, and when I feel now in this area, I feel little bit finish some things because there is a lot of middle tone, light tone. I have to add a few dark tone, and then this area will be finished. But this area, it's not finished because there is a lot of empty spaces. So I have to add some middle tone and the dark value, and after that I feel that that area is the finish. And after that I see my painting, and I just see what color scheme I did in whole this painting, and which color I have to add to make the painting more live. So in this painting, I use a lot of hot and the neutral color with this gambos yellow. But here I add a very different color like this cobalt blue, which is the very different from this color scheme. So in the end of the painting, purposely I think about this kind of colors in the end of the painting, and after that I finish the painting.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Oh, thank you, Gero. Prafull, do you ever paint with your painting upright versus flat?
Not always flat. Sometimes I need a little bit with the 45 degree. This is also nice, like a 45 degree, but sometimes I need like near to 90 degree to get the some washes come on the downside. But always like to paint like a 45 degree to catch the to control the painting, control the flow. So that's why I use like a 45 degree in the many painting.
I'm amazed at what you can do in less than an hour.
Yeah.
It's very, 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 very nice.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Again, ultramarine blue with the emerald sienna light.
Do you ever use the watercolor sticks?
Till yet no.
Because there are some of your colors in the watercolor sticks.
Yeah, I know. But I prefer to use 15 ml tubes always to make the large washes, you know.
Andy asks, do you and your father ever painted together?
Sorry.
Do you and your father painted together?
Not together, but sometime we will go to paint somewhere together.
Okay, so here's Ian's question. He wanted to ask this a while ago. Ian asked, I started with oil painting and moved on to watercolor and found it hard not to use oil like painting in the watercolor. How do you mentally switch between different media?
Actually, it's medium gives me a lot of enjoyment. Sometimes I feel I did a lot of watercolor from last 2-3 months. So that time my mind want to paint another medium. So I need more enjoyment. So I change my medium and just use the different possibilities from the different medium, and mm, uh, each medium has the different identity, and that identity helps me to make different mediums. Even I paint a lot of pastel also, and I paint with charcoal also. So I just explore each medium, what I can possible to do in my mind. So it's a switching, it's a very easy for me. Actually, not a very good answer for that.
May we ask who the lady is in the painting behind you?
Sorry.
May we ask who the lady is in the painting behind you?
Uh, she is the sister of my wife. I just use a little bit lighter tone of the Gambo's yellow and the blue to catch the waves of the water with the port, which is the far away actually.
From Ray Upton, He's seen you do a demo, Prafull, and is wondering whether you use the same palette for small to large format paintings, the one that we're seeing now on your table.
Yes, for the large painting also I use same palette. Use the burnt sienna for the face. Manganese blue hue for the figure. And I have to add here again some dark value with the ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna light.
Srinath says he's aware that it's past 1 a.m. there at your site, Prafull. So he's saying, we appreciate you for taking time to share today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I enjoy the painting like a dream, you know. Now I am in the sleepy mood and feel the dream.
Which I think this is a perfect question. This is from Devna. Does imagination to you need some visual exercise? If yes, then please share a bit.
Actually, the visual exercise always it's going on when I go anywhere. So after that, we get this kind of imagination, lighting possibilities on your mind.
Are you good to answer a question? One more question. This is from Pritam. He raised his hand. Pritam?
हेलो
Yeah.
हेलो सर आपका वर्क मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है सर मुझे काफ़ी इंस्पायर करता है मैं
Thank you.
एक स्टूडेंट हूँ और सर मुझे बस यही जानना था कि सर एक स्टूडेंट से आप जब एक प्रोफेशनल वाटर कलर आर्टिस्ट बनना चाहते हो तो मतलब कैसे इस जर्नी को मतलब कैसे इम्प्रूव किया जा सके सर वो अपना वाटर कलर
When you are the students, you have to do not only on the student stage, you have to do painting on the each day, you know, at least 5 days in a week. If you do your painting, so very easily you have to catch the mastery in that medium and on that subject. So everyday work, it's the most important thing. And not only the everyday work, you have to analyze your work, what you are going to paint and what is the your subject, what you have to do more different thing. It's the most important part in the painting. If you paint always same subject and the same thing in your painting, so it will be bores after some time. So that's why I always try to catch a different subject, different medium, even different color scheme. Those things giving you more excitement in your career, you know, not more more grip, that things give you more grip in your career. So that's why you have to think always different. And I saw many artists doing just painting in the like one color scheme. They like only black and white, or sometimes they like sometimes they have this kind of identity. It's also a good thing, but in the student life you have to try to catch each kind of color scheme, each kind of subjects, which is give you more knowledge from different subject, more knowledge from the from the different color scheme. So you get the very nice knowledge on this kind of, after this kind of thinking.
Prafull, do you use the water soluble oils?
Sorry?
Do you use the water soluble oils?
No.
So just traditional?
Yes, only traditional. I would like to use, but still not use water soluble oils, but I am interested to use that one.
No.
Koshi says, what difficulty do you face most when you started watercolor? And what was the easiest thing or technique to achieve in watercolor?
What is the easy thing?
Yeah. First, what's the difficult experience you had at your beginning days?
In the beginning, use the small brush and paint a large painting. That is the main difficult point, to understand which kind of brush you have to use for your large washes. You know, I think that is the main important thing you have to know before doing the painting. And after some time you get a good knowledge about that. But in the beginning, it's sometimes this kind of small brush many students use to make the painting like a very small stroke, you know. So that time they can't possible to handle this kind of a large brush to make the large washes, because the watercolor, it's a fluency medium. So you have to know which kind of brush you have to use for the which area. That things it's the most important for the watercolor. And how to keep the freshness in your painting, that is also very important thing for beginning of the painting, beginning start of the painting, painting the watercolor. Actually, this is the perol orange to show the some flags, to show the identity of the Hinduism in that area.
There's a message here in the chat. I think they meant to post it to everyone, but it came to me. It said, but I'm pretty sure it's for you. It says, how much did you have to practice to reach this level of imagination? Also, can you give some tip on how to improve your imagination?
I just keep going my work from last 20 years. Not always, sometime, like right now, from last 6 months, I am not doing any painting. But I have the experience to use the watercolor from last 20 years. So after that, you get the very easily the knowledge how to you going and approach the subject, how to use the strokes, how to use the tonal value. That is the actual journey. It's not a very short-term thing. It's a journey. And that journey, if you enjoy very easily, so each things you achieve very nicely in a limited time. You must need passion to achieve this thing. If you have not passion, so it's can't possible to achieve this kind of satisfied results in your painting.
I agree. And thank you. I think that question was from Kashi.
Now we are in the end of the painting. I am going to add some few details only. Now I feel little bit empty, so I have to add some another board. To
So Prafull,
create,
it's 10:45, and I know you're
Yeah.
almost done. Would you post your final artwork to Facebook and Instagram so everybody can see what the final work looks like? It's absolutely fantastic what you did in
yes.
less than an hour. It's beautiful.
Yeah, just give me 5 minutes, last 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. Going to kind of mirror what many of the viewers are saying. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for taking the time. I just want to tell you what the viewers are saying. They love your artwork.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much. I like the painting behind you, how you have the lady submerged in the water. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And we are again typing in chat. So Prafull social media account. Please don't forget to follow Prafull for daily inspiration.
What time of day would you say this painting is?
Sorry.
What time of day would you say this painting is?
Sorry, I'm not understanding. Can you explain again? What?
What time of day would this painting be? Like the morning, the afternoon?
This is the like morning.
It's very dreamy.
Thank you. Now finish the painting.
Absolutely fantastic, Prafull.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Could you tilt the painting after you're done signing it and bring it a little closer to the camera?
Just a minute.
Thank you.
I hope you have possible to see. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Now you can see the very nice granulation effects on the water. And that is the main motive of sprinkling some water and adding a very bold stroke with the bold big size brush. And this is the very less time for us. So this is I just show you my technique, not like a full painting, because always I need minimum 2 hours to finish the painting for as per my satisfaction. But this is the just sketch. And thanks again to the Daniel Smith and dear Sir John for the inviting for this beautiful session. And thank you very much for the all art lovers, art students, artists, and the lovers of the watercolors for who joined this session. Thanks again.
Thank you, Prafull. Thank you for joining today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Ethel, can you maybe show everybody that's still logged on as a view so Prafull can see them and they can see Prafull? Oh, excellent. Hello, Ian. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. It was fantastic. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye, Gabriel.